Hey guys, it's Cauliflower, and I'm jumping on really quick today. I just shot 2 videos, so that's why I have swatches all over my hands. I wanted to kind of do like an update from this past week. Sunday, I made a video in regards to, in the community, of course, the beauty community. There was a big scandal this week. I hate using that word scandal. It makes it sound so like, and it really isn't. But I did make a video this past Sunday in regards to the Gerard Cosmetics, Manny, MUA, Karina Kaboom thing. It was a thing. Let's just call it what it was, a thing. This past weekend, I was already kind of like in a mood from something previous to that whole thing. But then Sunday, it was like this was all that people were, messaging me about and telling me about. And then I got to, sit down and think about, how I felt, and that's why I made the video. But since then, since this past week, it has been nothing but a consistent constant on every social media facet that I am involved in. It's been on my YouTube, it's been on my Facebook, it's been within the groups, it's been, in Messenger. It's just been blown out of such a big proportion, but there are some key factors that I wanted you guys to know about, just kind of updating you on from that video and everything else that has gone on since then. Okay, so number one, you guys already know about the whole Karina Kaboom thing with Manny MUA and of Jen Gerard of Gerard Cosmetics, and you know my thoughts about that whole situation. Since that has happened, Manny did issue a public apology on Snapchat. My personal opinion of that public apology, aside from other, later on, there's other things that go on with that, I wasn't impressed. I thought he kind of just hurried it and rushed it, and it was one of those things where it was like, you were caught, you did something shitty, and now you just kind of want to make up for it so people will leave you alone, because I'm sure he was inundated with messages and tweets and what have you, and I get it. I do get it. Secondly, there was something in there that bothered me about his apology. His apology explained that he's just a new person on YouTube, just starting out, and he doesn't feel or doesn't understand about being a role model and about how that could affect him in the long run when he's just doing this, and it really shouldn't be this serious type of an attitude. Those weren't his exact words, but they were kind of like the gist of what he was saying. I disagreed with that because I don't believe that we sit here and think that we're trying to portray us being, these main, what have you, role models in society, but in a kind of a small way. In this community that we've all been a part of, we sort of are, because we have a lot of age groups that watch us. We have a lot of people that take our advice, that take our tips, that look forward to what we say, that they're looking to us when there is something that goes on in the community, looking to us when there's something that goes on in the world, that kind of a thing. So I do believe that that is a false statement, that once you're out there, that you're not looking to be a role model. Well, in a way you are, because you want people to listen to you and relate to you, especially if you've been bullied or if you've had negative, reactions to things. You share that with your viewers because you want them to engage with you and you want them to understand that you're a human being like everybody else. So that kind of bothered me. And the other thing is that Nikki Murphy made a video as well, and she expressed more than I could have ever expressed in detail about everything that had gone on in that whole scandal, down to the Twitter fight and wars that was going on between Manny's subscribers and hers, and and a couple of times I actually joined in and saw what was going on, and I even actually tweeted to Manny, like, you need to stop. Like, this is getting out of control. It needs to stop. And he did reply back to me saying that he apologized and that should have been enough. And, he's trying to move on from it. And I was trying to, tell him that it's not, even though you might think that that was an apology, it really wasn't. Maybe you should have been a little bit more personal. All right. So from that point on, everything got nuts this week. People from Manny's channel were just getting completely and out of control, just out of control. I will go so far as saying that. Not so much on my personal video, but on Nikki's video. Vanessa from That Is Rad, she made a video, and this girl All right, she's had experience with Gerard Cosmetics. She's had a contract with Gerard Cosmetics. Of course, she didn't sign to it, but she was another person who gave her own review on it, and it wasn't positive. And they didn't get on her, but they got on Karina. And their argument was, well, it's the way Karina said it, and the fact that Karina said that it was a piece of shit. Please go on YouTube and start searching people. Maybe not for Gerard Cosmetics, but people say the worst things. And you know where they say the worst things? In comments below under people's videos. All right, so don't give me the whole, it's the way she presented herself. She's a human being as a consumer. She's not a business owner. If she was a business owner and this was a product that she was describing as a piece of shit as a business owner, yeah, I kind of would see where you would get, a little annoyed at that. But she's a consumer like everybody else. So anyway, the war was on. It went to a point where they were actually threatening Vanessa. They were telling her all sorts of nasty things, talking about her kids. I mean, it got ugly. Why? Like, I don't understand. Then it got back to, Manny. And Manny, I have to say, honestly, finally, after a lot of rattling and I'm sure a lot of conscience attacking, he finally, from what I could see in my own perspective, did the right thing. He actually commented on Nikki Murphy's video, and he said that he was really sorry, and he was sorry to her for the way he treated her on Twitter, and that he tried to make personal apologies to Vanessa and to Karina. Karina had blocked him, which is her right, and her, she has a right to do that. And, I actually answered him, and I said, nobody was looking out to get you. This was not a witch hunt, We all respect that you're young, that these things happen. And he was very cordial about it, and he was very nice to me about it. So I do respect, Manny, what you did and what you said. And from that point on, I left it alone. I, on the other hand, with the Jen Gerard, still have an issue. I still have an issue with that. I have an issue with somebody. I don't care that Manny says that he doesn't think that she was aware of him Snapchatting. She was sitting right next to you, Manny. And it's okay that you're protecting your friend. So now it went on to other YouTubers that have come out of the woodwork. We've had some that said, Manny was a bully. Some that said Manny's not a bully. Some that said, that Jen is a wonderful person, blah, blah, blah. She would never do this, that, or the other thing. You know what? All that is really nice and fine. But the truth is the truth here. The bottom line is that Jen Gerard owns Gerard Cosmetics. Jen Gerard sat there and uttered the words ugly, whether she said person or personality, I don't care what she said. She was wrong. Stop trying to cover her tracks. I understand some of you that are not contracted through Gerard Cosmetics, that's fine. If you want to go on and say that publicly she's the nicest person in the world, that's your right. But you were not personally involved in what happened. The three people that were Karina, Manny, and Jen. And Jen has yet to make a statement or say anything about it. So for me, only on my side of this whole thing, I still think that there's an issue there. The rest of it, as far as anybody else who's come out and said this, that, or the other thing, really think about what you're saying to your subscribers, okay? My good friend Jen Chapman just made a video, and this is actually to her too, because I watched it last night and my heart broke. I don't like seeing anybody I know, affected that way, because I understand a lot of people sit back and they judge and they go, oh, you really need a thick skin. This is like, YouTube, get over it. No, yes, she does need a thicker skin because she chooses to do videos and that kind of a thing, but it means that the girl has real emotions about human beings and about the way they treat other human beings. And you know what? There's something to be said about that. I'm one of those people. I used to let everything get to me because somebody else did something that I thought wasn't right, and it would bother me that other people didn't see how I saw it, and therefore I would get more flack because now I'm putting more attention on myself because of my emotions. And I don't think Jen was trying to do that, and I don't think Jen was trying to make a big thing out of commenting on what would Lizzie's do video. All right, Lizzie, obviously, she is a Gerard Cosmetics person. I don't know if she's sponsored or contracted. She may be, she may not be. That is her business. I don't get involved in that. What I don't appreciate from Lizzie is the way she treated the comment. Instead of saying, I understand, or, not even entertaining answering. Maybe if you want to stay out of it, don't answer. But to copy and paste like a paragraph, not even just a comment, a paragraph of like Karina and how negative she was and blah, 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 on every comment that was against Gerard Cosmetics. No, not a good way to handle it. Not a good way to handle it. I'm going to put it out there. I love Lizzie. Do not get me wrong. I do love her. I don't support everything that Lizzie likes all the time. Like, I don't support everything everybody does all the time. That's just me personally. I don't support people that get behind things and tell you they're not sponsored when they are. Okay? And for me, I don't really appreciate the way she handled it. I know since then she's apologized, which is great. And I'm hoping that this is the end of it all. I really am hoping. My whole thing is me, I'm just, kind of just getting my thoughts about this out for the rest of the time that this has gone on. I have been trying to play like mediator. I've been trying to be like, I get your side. I do get everybody's side in this. I really do. But again, point blank, in the end, we're all still human beings and we're all still people, and we may have opposing opinions. We may not all get along all the time. We may not all agree all the time. What I did see that we all did, even the ones that, Nikki and I have not been on greatest terms with, they all had something to say and they all had something to convey in the same light as we have, feeling that, it's not right to do these things to people in the public light. It's just not, especially when you see that our teenagers and our kids and even adults are taking their own lives because of this kind of stuff. And this is the kind of stuff that starts it. It may not seem important now. It may seem like, oh, you guys on social media just blow everything up. Well, it starts here because this is the most worldwide way of getting people information. So yeah, it is a big thing. And maybe Gerard Cosmetics is not that huge of a company, but they still are a company and they still are important to a huge amount of people. And when people start to see that because they don't, you may necessarily not like one product, but you might like another. But if you have something to say negatively, you better watch how you say it, number one, apparently. And number two, that there'll be just people that are just going to be grossly mean to you about it because you didn't say it in the form you should have said it in. Can we put the judgment down now? Can we really just stop and just look at ourselves, look at our own channels, look at our own families, look at our own kids, look at our own communities, and just give it up and stop all of this judgment, just end it all now and go on with more positive things. Just, even me, I have a hard time moving on from things. I really do. But I've learned to, in my own way, to just go on with things. I like to hear people's perspectives both ways. I do. I appreciate them. I appreciate Manny. I appreciate Karina. I love Karina. She's a good friend and a supporter. I love Jen. She's a great person. I adore her. I like Lizzie. I like Lizzie a lot. I've liked Lizzie since I started my channel. And I don't hate on any of these people. So let's not come back at me with hate because I don't hate any of them. I think all of them have valid points. But sometimes they need other people to kind of point out that maybe that's not the way you want to put it out there to the world. And that's on either end. That's with any of us. So this is it. I'm ending this video. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. I just wanted to update you on everything and let you know how it all went down. And I hope we can all move on from this point on. And I love you guys. I will see you guys in my next video.